And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment.
They gon' know me as legendary. You win the stands, I ain't need no commentary. If you the competition, you gon' get buried. I don't cheat on the game, we getting married. They gon' know me as legendary. You win the stands, I ain't need no commentary. Ain't no option, ain't no secondary. I just throw it out like a Hail Mary. I'm legendary.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Saturday, they'll be playing the Timberwolves in Minnesota. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Seasons due to injuries. He said, "It was rough. I think about what I went through and how it prepared me to be a better man. I really feel like I'm the process, and the process is about me. So every time I step on the court, it's all about having fun. I'm just enjoying my time in the league." Kevin, back to you.
A lot of depth in there, David. Thank you for that one. Two very athletic teams here, Greg. A game that's sure to produce a lot of highlights.
And makes me think of Stacey Ogren, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, the talented front court pair is Ingram and Williamson. Jones is out there with McCollum, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Ingram against Kobe. Into the lane, and finish.
And Brian, just a superb athlete, terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Jones, the pass to Williamson. Ingram with it. Clock at 4. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, when he gets around there, because he's so long and so quick off the floor, Brandon off the stop.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for Chicago.
And guys, you have to admit that Brandon Ingram is only getting better as a player.
I'm raising my hand, GA. I admit it. Do you see me? I'm raising my hand. He's committed to living up to his all-star potential, and even though he's a player that had a change of scenery in the early part of his career after being a high draft choice, that's not mattering to Brandon Ingram. Maximizing his potential does matter, and we're seeing that hard work pay off.
The bucket.
You really got to appreciate that swag that Bryant plays with. If you give him room to shoot from deep, he's going to make you pay.
Now here's McCollum. And it's sent back by Bryant. Jones over Ingram. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Thompson. Bryant's got 7 points in the game. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside, Jones. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
And so here is Chicago. Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Bryant. And it's Chicago scoring again.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
It's Ingram on the wing. Here's McCollum. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist.
Brandon Ingram at that size, able to survey the entire floor and make a play.
And here's Kobe for 3. And the Bulls, another 3.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And this may not be the juiciest stat you'll ever get, but the development of Brandon Ingram as a free throw shooter early in his career was shocking.
For the Lookable.
McCollum finds Ingram. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Greg, as we take a look at Ingram's free throw shooting, he went from a mediocre performer at the line to almost automatic after a few years in the NBA.
And Kevin, it's a testament to the work he's put in. It was an area of his game he had to develop, and he didn't ignore it. And now his aggression on the court pays off with points at the line.
Now here's McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Jones. Nailed from three-point land.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And here's Kobe for 3. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Some changes for Chicago. Jordan, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Carter in for Kobe. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Carter against Jones. From deep three-point range. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Williamson. He just could not put it together in that loss to Philadelphia. The pass to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Good. McCollum's got his second best.
Lots of ways that CJ can burn you right there. Super effective on the inside.
2 minutes.
Jones against Carter. Elbow shot. That's good on the jump shot.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Pelicans trail by 6. And Valanciunas kicks to McCollum. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Ingram. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ingram's got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Gilbert passes to Carter. Takes it inside and then jammed down as he goes right over Zion Williamson.
And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Now here's Valanciunas. No points in the game yet for him. Got a piece of it. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Jordan with it. Now Valanciunas defending. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his way.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. The tray, and he's good on the 3-ball. 9 points in the game so far.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, if he's going to do that, I don't know what you do to defend him. McCollum with the floater, so smooth.
Here's Gilbert. Carter outside. Oh, to beat the clock. God, what a play!
That is fun to watch. Lets it go at the very last second.
Oh, man, that's got to be frustrating for the defense, too. You just give up momentum like that at the end of the quarter.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Well, he's won at the highest levels, and Steph Curry understands what's required to get back to that lofty position.
Stay in the moment and just focus on here and now. We have to follow that kind of game plan. Stay in the moment, do what we do every single night, and go get it.
Well, you hear it a lot, keeping your focus.
And as much defensive attention as Curry commands on a nightly basis, he can't afford a lapse of focus.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
I think that's also set up a lot of knockdown jump shots.
So with Thompson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Antetokounmpo out there with Houdini. Then there's Carter, and it's Michael Jordan, and it's Gilbert in at the 1. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Klay Thompson has lost 2 prime years to a torn ACL and then a ruptured Achilles. He says so many athletes have been through this. It's just a new set of challenges. With my style of play, I feel I can be effective till my late 30s. I plan on being the all-NBA player I was and won't settle for anything less. Guys, that will be a great comfort to his team.
Indeed, and who's going to doubt him? I love his attitude. Undaunted. David, thank you. Pelicans on D, following the score by Vince Carter.
And that's what Carter does best, knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
Here's Graham. 9-point game his last outing. And for teams already exceeding expectations, Greg, their spirits are running sky high right now.
And it's such a great feeling to come out strong. But it's hard to maintain that consistency. The teams that do, they believe in themselves and they keep playing to their strength.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have a scorer like Jordan on the floor. He attracts all that attention defensively, leaving guys wide open.
And here we go. Carter heading to the hoop. It's Vince Carter on the wing. Antetokounmpo trying to free himself up.
A great floor awareness as Antetokounmpo has a sense for when the D has overcommitted or shifted his way, and then he finds where his teammate is open on the floor.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Yeah, sometimes you can play good on-ball defense, but it's the help defense that makes you elite. And on that night, nobody rotating and not a lot of help.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Now Graham. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And there's the drive. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
And the Pelicans with possession here. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Six to shoot. A floater. Count that one.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Chicago.
The Bulls leading by 16. And Greg, with Devontae Graham, you know he's going to shoot it. He has no hesitation letting it fly.
I mean, he's a solid three-point shooter who believes he can make any shot. About 2/3 of his shots all come from outside, so you know exactly what you're getting with him.
So it's the Pelicans now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Over to the wing. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Carter's got 25 points in the game. Pelicans trailed by 21. Graham kicks to Nance. Graham surveying the floor. All going up court. Carter dishes to Carter. Lets it go with a three. Connects from three-point range. 28 points for him.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
The Pelicans have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. To halt the run, it's deflected to the inside. And Vince Carter with the slam.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Vince Carter really making a difference here.
The defense has to take the ball out of his hands. He's just knocking down every three-pointer he takes right now.
All right, look who's coming out of the court. Get up and get loud for the Lovable. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lovable.
Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Klay Thompson comes in for Michael Jordan. Bryant, he's checked in for Carter. And it's Stephen Curry in for Carter. Now here's Williamson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Carter, he's checked in for Chicago. Here's Ingram. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia. Williamson, that falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Assist goes to
Williamson's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Chicago. They're on a 20-4 run. Free throw line jump shot. Another one falls for Chicago.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out. Give him some space. Let him get to work.
Cullen passes to Williamson. It's Jones on the wing. Defended by Bryant. Jones kicks to Ingram. Pass to McCollum. Just 5 to shoot. Nance outside. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Nance Jr. wasting no time and quick decision-making, helping out that possession.
The shot's good from Carter.
Solid in the first. Fantastic here in the second. He was just waiting for the moment.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Here's McCollum. Got a hand on it. Carter against Jones. Carter looking around. Into the lane. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And so it's Chicago, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Steve. Some great engagement defensively. What's happening that's good at that end of the floor?
I think they're just playing hard, rotating, playing for each other, and I think we've done a better job of avoiding fouls and just playing through.
Steve, thanks for your time. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, how'd you see it?
it all starts with their shooting, and they're on fire from behind the arc. And I can say the opposite when it comes to the other side. When there's this much disparity, it usually makes a big difference on the scoreboard.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatened. Thing to be. Look at Vince Carter in this game. I mean, he's been everywhere.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So the Pelican five right now. Underneath in the post, it's Williamson and Valanciunas. Cullum is out there with Jones, and it's Ingram at the small forward position. Let me remind the audience, Brent Barry, a winner of 2 titles with the Spurs. Brent, what's the secret sauce to winning a title?
Yeah, honestly, you got to have a superstar. And I was lucky enough to play with the great Hall of Famer Tim Duncan, along with Greg Popovich. You got to have a couple of those guys on your team in order to win a title.
Stolen by Westbrook. Knocks it loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Westbrook. And so it's Williamson who brings up the ball for the Pelicans. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Outside, Jones. That one falls. Jones has got his second basket of the night.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there. He finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's McCollum. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Williamson kicks to Ingram. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
For Chicago, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Outside Westbrook. Passes it to Thompson. And he banks in the lane. Thompson's got his first 2 points.
And Clay can be a matchup problem at the 2-guard spot with that kind of size. He can score over the top of defenders on the interior.
Here's Ingram. Yes, 1 Once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. As NBA revenues climb into the tens of millions of dollars, teams have even more resources to compete. Staff are growing with more coaches, trainers, and specialists, so general managers have more to manage than ever. Generally, the best organizations are those that effectively collaborate and communicate across the board. Kevin?
And DA, as we know, that's always been the case. Thank you. So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Giannis, he's checked in for Houdini. Mr. Clutch comes in for Klay Thompson. Jordan, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Vince Carter. Now here's Curry. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Curry.
Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA, but also a very gifted passer, great at finding his teammates.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Ingram with it. He's got 12. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Again, the Pelicans score.
He's not the reason that they're trailing in this one. He's been on his game. There's a few of the other guys that need to pick it up.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Curry's shot is good.
Steph Curry is adept at finishing those drives. Defenders never know what kind of shot he's going to throw up, but confident it's going to go in.
Now here's McCollum. 8 points for him. And good that time.
That play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Outside Jordan. And the pass to Curry.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Here's the dribble. Drills it from outside. Curry's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's one of the game's greatest three-point shooters, so don't be shocked. Gravity is very, very real, and Steph Curry has the most of any NBA player right now.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. Pass to Alvarado. Over Giannis. And it's New Orleans scoring again. Brent, when you talk about the gravity of Curry, explain what you mean.
Well, Kevin, anytime that he's on the floor, when he crosses half court, all 5 defenders are paying attention to where Steph is. The more he moves, the more he shifts around, the incredible attention of all 5 defenders. And when guys make one misstep, or you have 2 defenders make one misstep to carry their way to where Steph Curry is, it opens up easier opportunities on any possession. That's what we're talking about when we speak on Steph's gravity.
Here's McCollum following the basket by Michael Jordan. And it's McCollum off the drive. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. McCollum's got 10 points.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
And the shot is good from Garnett.
And when Garnett gets it that deep, the D is at his mercy. How about the extension when he's able to get up on that low block?
Kicks to Ingram. Passes to Alvarado. Dishes it to Valanciunas. Hayes trying to break through. Valanciunas, good.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Here's Jordan. Good on the shot. Jordan's got 4 points in the quarter.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. they've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So with Jordan on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Carter is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then there's Embiid, and it's Garnett, and it's Miles in at the 3. Now here's Miles, lets it go from 11, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Excellent job of simply taking what the defense offered up.
Carter against Graham. He kicks it to Murphy. Greg, last season, we saw a lot of opinions about the play-in tournament, especially from players. Where did you fall on that thinking?
Well, I'm going to put on my fan hat right now, Kevin, and I thought it was exciting. I mean, seeing the stakes get raised for those teams that are right on the edge, I think it brings more interest for teams. But if I was still playing, I probably wouldn't like it if I had locked up the playoffs and still had to go play to earn a berth. The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
To the right side. Pass to Hernangomez. Driving the lane. That one good for 2. Hernangomez has got his first points of the game. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. Carter against Graham. Carter outside. From 8. Again, Chicago.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Graham, the pass to Hernangomez. Murphy on top, guarded by Garnett. Murphy dishes to Graham. And here we go. Carter heading to the hoop. And he comes up with the deuce. Carter's got 6 points in the quarter. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
A significant difference here has been the number of points off turnovers that they've gotten.
For those just joining us, 4th quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's Miles. It's good.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And the Pelicans with possession here. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Now the feed to Murphy. Count it.
Now they're playing working to perfection there if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
Graham against Carter. Again, Chicago.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Confidence is sensational, and it feels like no one is going to stop him tonight from scoring.
Now, here is Hernangomez. And here's Murphy. Right wing. Now, here's Marshall. Shoots over Embiid, and it's good off the back rim and in. And here are the Bulls now. Now Westbrook, Carter outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Inside. Here's Embiid, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And Greg, you faced some exceptional point guards during your time in the league, but who was the toughest matchup for you when you play?
Oh, man. You know, John Stockton was always one of the most difficult, but in a weird way, not because I worried about him scoring on me. It was because I had to defend his ability to make people better, and that was always a challenge. And don't forget about the great Penny Hardaway. I mean, at 6'8", that was a nightmare to deal with. And my personal all-time favorite, Isaiah Thomas, who was as good as anybody's ever been at that lead guard position.
And Murphy kicks to Snell. The teardrop falls in.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Now here's Westbrook driving to the basket, and that one drops. Westbrook's got his first 2 points of the night.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone. I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was.
For Vince Carter,
he was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Hernan Gomez after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's Snell, takes it inside, banked in off the glass.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
He loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Going inside, and the shot goes in.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
The pass to Carter. Back to Westbrook. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Giannis, what message does a win like this send to the rest of the league?
I think the team will play really hard. We moved the ball really well, and we made shots. We just got to keep getting better every day and playing good basketball.
You played awfully good basketball tonight, man. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.